Hey, my Scorpio babies, what's happening? This is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope you guys are having a good kick to the new year. If you like some folk, I know you're looking for a refund already, but at any rate, this is going to be for Scorpio 2021. Yeah. Ooh, Scorpio been going through some things with a capital T. I'm just saying. It feels like coming into the new year. Oh shit, there's a double card. There you go. Some of you may have been having issues deciding on what you really want to do, who you really want to be with, and how you want to carry things on, if you will. And so a lot of you made decisions, probably starting after August last year, about, okay, I'm going to do this. And you did this. And yeah, now you see that this is falling the fuck apart. There you go. Off the rip. Who is it? Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. I don't know why, but it is a thing where those three signs are just, y'all are going through it. Y'all are just going through it. There ain't no two ways of getting around that shit. Y'all are going through it. And it's a lot of painful stuff. It's kind of almost like taking a class over for a lot of you. It may feel like you've had to just kick some shit in, restart, rethink, reassess, redo, almost. Things that you thought were groovy, not so groovy. Things that you thought you could do without, now you probably are figuring out that wasn't what you could do without. This has got to do with everything. Love, romance, money, job, the whole nine. So, I mean, I can shut up and just look at the cards. Pretty much, it's all here. And I'm just noticing, especially up here at the top, it's a real dark, kind of heavy in the nighttime type energy. A lot of you may be having issues trying to sleep. You may be having digestion. You never know. I worked in the hospital. Digestive issues. Thank you. Okay, there you go. All of that kind of stuff when you're anxious and nervous and not feeling comfortable about the direction you're headed in. All those things that just kind of go ape shit. Some of you may even be dealing with headaches, migraines, that type of thing. It may be a good thing, and I'm not reading the cards yet. I'm just picking up the energy. It may be a good thing the first half of this year to get with this. Just do you and take the time that you need to do some self-reflection. Many of you may have thought you had this in the can, and now you realize you probably could use another 2 or 3 cans of self-reflection, because and it's not, let me put this here, it's not you, Scorpio, it's not just you, let me put it that way. A lot of things are out of your control. A lot of you have been manipulated into thinking some shit was one way. Come to find out, some of you may have bought cars last year and, oh yeah, it's just great. And a month later, it ain't so great. Those kinds of things. And really what it is it's the universe giving you a great big push, excuse me, to remind you to do your due diligence before you make any kind of decisions. Okay, I'm going to leave that there for the time being. Your overall energy, the 7 of Cups on top of the Devil. On the front end, Knight of Cups, this is y'all, on top of the Queen of Swords. Some of you may be obsessing over something that is truly a dead end. This is your overall energy. Y'all are just obsessing. You know it's not good, but hope against hope. it's going to be all right. And it still is not all right. And that's the front end of your overall energy. The back, with the Knight of Cups on top of the Queen of Swords, you may be in some kind of little funky depression. Some of you may be having money issues because of jobs. A lot of you are not feeling independent. You're not feeling accomplished because you're stuck. For a lot of you, this is relationship stuff, kid stuff, grandparents involved, in-laws involved, and just a lot of drama. Your challenge for the year with the Emperor and the Two of Cups is to try and get back to some stability and try to get back in control of your shit. Now, I said your shit for a reason, not anybody else's, but directly what you're responsible for. So if you have kids, you and your kids. If you got a car, you and your car. Not you and everybody else, but you. And this is Emperor energy. So the universe is telling you it's okay, to go ahead and flex that muscle, because it's about you. And when you start taking the focus off of you, it can just put you in an emotional stuck in the dark type of thing. That's the only way I know how to say that. This year is to get your cups together, and on a romantic front as well as everything else, but get your cups together and get back to some stability. You need to just take control of whatever it is, and that's including relationships. If you've been in a relationship for a minute and it seems like it's getting ready to ride off the rails, speak up. And if that means you speak up and people don't hear what you say, leave. Just like that. As the year progresses, you'll find out the more you're in charge of your stuff. Where's that card? Is this it? I saw it. Oh, here it is. Dominion. When I was shuffling. I'm going to leave that there because that's coming on the board next. But this is really, and I might just name the reading just this, Dominion. It is really about you and yours, period. Not you, yours, and somebody else's. Not you, yours, and your boyfriends. Not you, yours, and your girlfriends. Not you, yours, and the neighbors, whatever. Not you, yours, and your sister. None of that. It's about you. And everything that falls directly underneath you. So again, if you got kids, that part right there. That's your overall, those are your challenges. Looking at the month of January, the Death card. Look at that card. It looks funny. Yeah, it's a Death card on top of the Knight of Swords. It's about overcoming your fears, but this is your energy. Death card is always Scorpion energies. And why we have such hateful meanings attached to the word death is just beyond me. But it's really the transformation. And so the other side of this talks about letting go of dependent ties. Doing that requires overcoming your fears. Once you start realizing that the world is not going to fall apart if you aren't doing X or you aren't doing Y, and that you can kind of go ahead and chart your own path the way that you want to, everything will be gravy. The thing to remember in the month of January is boundaries. And for some of you, this may mean night energy is newer, not brand new. Page is new, but night is a little newer, a little younger than the king and the queen. Resetting your boundaries. So you may need to just take a tour around everything that belongs to you. Start looking at all the relationships and partnerships that you're in and looking at the boundary set and how it's set up. Do you like it? Is it good? Or is somebody taking advantage because you haven't made clear boundaries in a relationship? And it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It can even be work relationships, friendships that you have. And just sitting down and taking a look at where the boundaries are. And do you need to do something? For some of you, with that Death card on top, It's telling me there's some things you may need to just drop altogether. Again, the Seven of Cups, I'm sorry, on top of the Devil, dead end. Some things, and that's another piece to this reading, a lot of things are just at a dead end. There's nowhere else for you to go. The situation is not going to change any more than what it is. And so, again, letting go of dependent ties and overcoming your fears. Focus for the month of January. When we get into February, still that transformative energy with the Judgment card, but the Seven of Swords on top. Losses. So this is what I'm going to say about January. Let's go back to January. People that are trying to chat you up. Oh, hey, what you doing? How you doing? What you doing? You buy a new house? That kind of shit. We get right here. You can avoid some of this if you're quiet now. And I don't mean not to talk to anybody, but there may be some things about your personal business that you're revealing, and you just yickety yak. But what you're doing is you're giving somebody else information. You may have to make some decisions in the month of February about what you're doing and who you're doing it with. The Judgment card. Who's really not allowing you to grow and putting more limitations on you than any kind of liberation. So what I'm hearing and seeing is the people that are in relationships, doesn't matter, male, female, whatever, is the person that you're with, are they allowing you to grow? Or is it every time you walk out the damn door, hey, where you going? What you doing? Who you on the phone with? That part right there. So the month of February is going to highlight those two situations, losses, and this side of the Seven of Swords talks about intellectual theft. For some of you that have businesses, check your brand. Make sure ain't nobody else riding around with your brand. If you got a channel, a YouTube channel, you're doing something on TikTok, make sure you know where your stuff is. The other side of that is thinking out loud. Oh, I think I'm going to do this. People around you ain't always about you. So there's decisions that you may need to make or start thinking about in the month of February, who you're with. Again, coming back up there to the Devil, might be a toxic relationship. One of them karmic kind, where every turn is just drama, and more drama. Something to think about. There will be some kind of culmination of all of that in March. There you go with the Tower. And so as you're fixing, repairing, analyzing, it's going to trigger some shit in some other folks. So let's just put that there. Time you get to March, there are going to be some people that are going to call you some names. I'm just throwing that out there. Why are you being so stuck up? How come you don't talk to us no more? Okay. You're coming back here. Restructuring your boundaries. Let the shit go where it's going to go. I wouldn't even make an attempt to be trying to get even with anybody or cuss somebody out. None of that. I will let the shit go where it goes. And you continue to work and progress the way you need to. And stay on top of not just your money, but again, your stability. And what's important to you in maintaining who you are. That part. Again, that Tower, I wouldn't even sweat it. I wouldn't even try and block any changes that are coming. Somebody wants to get out of your experience because they think you done got stuck up or sedity or whatever. Let them go. I wouldn't even try to block anybody from leaving my experience. If they want to leave, bye. And continue working on your stability. In the month of April, the Lovers with the Two of Cups, some of you may be encountering someone brand new. Dun, dun, dun. You may have more than one. Take your time, Scorpio. Just take your time. You may be over the moon on this one. Take your time. And if you've had any kind of relationship problems in the recent past, I'm going to say a year, with exes, think about what went wrong with those relationships before you jump off the cliff on this one. I'm just saying. It feels like at the beginning of this may be redundant, but the beginning is something good. But it's going really going to be determined on how you're going to enter this. If you are preoccupied trying to deal with all of this, once again, focusing on what other people are doing and not just letting them walk out the door, it's going to come through in this relationship. Or the person you may be dealing with may be younger than you, but there seems like they have a lot of wisdom and insight and foresight. So I would go slow on this one, especially if it's one you just off the rip you think might be worth it to get into. Go slow. You get to May with the Seven of Swords and the Hermit on top. Yeah. Once again, going back to the Tower. You know, when people feel like you aren't being good enough to them, or you're not paying them enough attention, they start telling lies. I don't know, baby mama, baby daddy situations are coming to mind. So, you know, you may have put the kibosh out there about, I'm not tolerating this no more. You're not calling my house at 9 o'clock trying to see how your son's doing. He in the bed at 8. Just as an example, they make the daddy or mama, whatever the case may come up with some bullshit lie just so they can do what they want to do when they want to do it. Again, by you setting up boundaries in your dominion, that part, but somebody's coming and they're going to tell a straight bold-faced lie so they can get you to go around, whatever new boundaries you have set up. Just be on the watch for that. This be about the time I'd be trying to get into hermit mode and start looking on the inside and start looking at the positives. Ooh. Not the negative. And I'm not even looking at what I've written on the card. I'm just looking at the card. The positives, that's what you want to focus on, and not so much on the negatives. You want to focus on the negatives, focus on the things that you've walked away from. And think about and hope and wish for the things you're trying to get to. Major energy, there may be some insight. Some of you may have some aha moments in May, April or May. Roll with it. It's nothing that you may need to act on right away, but the information will come in handy later. We get to June with the Five of Swords on top of the King of Pentacles. Once again, talking about authority. And we come back to the Page of Cups back here, dealing with someone new. You may have to start thinking about an alternate point of view. You may need to start changing your perspective on how you're doing things. Again, that card over here, this is y'all. That's your energy. Overcoming fears. Overcoming your fears about changing how you do things. Maybe you've been doing something the same way for the past 20 years. Now it's time to change it because that's not going to work anymore, or it's not working anymore. How you're dealing with people. It's related to, it's got some tendrils poking back here to new relationships. So you may be encountering new people that are different than you. They process things differently than you. They look at life maybe a little differently than you. That doesn't mean they're not a good choice for you. Wink, wink. Just saying. So we come to the last 6 months of the year: July, August, September, October, November, December. And yeah, things start looking up a little bit. I dog it. There goes the star card. So just looking at the board real quick, some of you may be dealing with Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Others of you may be dealing with other water signs, but the water may be more prominent in their natal chart than their actual sun sign. Cancer, Icy, Scorpio. I don't feel like it's another Scorpio, but it could be somebody that's got Scorpio in their chart. Could also be an earth sign. Did I say that already? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and Aquarius. So just look at the hooky hoo. Virgo, I think, for the Fool. The second half of the year is better. That's the best thing I can say about it. Second half of the year is better. You still, this is this head over heart decision making thing. This is to a source. Good grief. You're still going to be dealing with somebody lying to you. So for some of you, this may be your actual partner. And just throughout the year, they've just taken on whatever it is they're trying to get away with. And now everything they're telling you is a lie. As you get closer to the end of summer, first part of the fall, things will begin to reveal themselves. Looking at July, Two of Wands, the Fool, it's about expansion. But like I said, it's about expanding your shit with your people, your family, not everybody else's. Looking at ways of how to grow your tribe in your house, not the neighbors. Mama and them gonna have to do what mama and them do. Cutting them down the street, they're gonna have to do what they do. You gotta focus on what's around you. Your husband, your wife, your kids, you're living with an in-law or a parent, focusing on that particular group of people. That will help you reset your boundaries when you pull that focus back in. Talking about dominion, your house. And it'll also relieve some of the anxiety that you're going through, because it's going to bring some routine with it. And some of you may need to not only change your routine, you may need to get a routine period about certain things that maybe you thought were being done by somebody else, or thinking that things were just going to settle themselves up. Whatever the case may be, you may need to start a new routine. Looking at August, the Two of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, you will gain some clarity, like I said, on who's lying. Some things will be revealed to you. That's that Pentacle energy. It may be the things that you find out you may want to sit on first before you actually jump out there and tell it all. Sit back and watch. It's almost like looking at a picture to see what strange thing is strange about the picture. And then you go, oh, damn, what the hell is that right there? Sit back and watch and see what happens. I'm going to just let that hang there. The Ace of Pentacles on top of the Queen of Pentacles. Again, talking about your inner strength, but there's still lies, still deceit. I'm looking at the Ram up here. You may be dealing with an Aries. Somebody's just lying to you. And it's like it's taking different forms, but it's still a lie from one end to the other. Don't let, people that you are intuitively figuring aren't telling you the truth. Don't let them block your abundance. And say that again. People that you know intuitively that are lying to you, you just haven't figured out what they're lying about or why they're lying about it, but you know they're lying. Don't let them block your abundance. So you know they're lying. You can spend a lot of time trying to figure out what they're lying about. If it's a cheating thing, you know, you can get on Facebook and spend 2 hours looking through people's profiles, going on TikTok and doing some other shit. Don't do it. Let it come to you naturally. I'm telling you, sit back and watch. People's attitudes, behavior will tell you more than anything you can see on Facebook. If you've got a real person to look at, watch. Sit back and watch. This is August. As you move into October, there's the Hierophant talking about commitment. You're going to start looking at the sacrifices that you need to make. Not that you made. None of this shit up here. This is moving forward. The sacrifices that you need to make and commitments. That it is up underneath this little page. And what was that? The Lover's card? Not a mistake. Not a mistake at all. Don't let old shit keep you from not enjoying relationships, other relationships to the fullest. So if you're getting into a relationship, a new relationship, may be something about distance and having to sacrifice, maybe getting up earlier, staying up later, whatever. If the relationship is worth it, Scorpio, do it, damn it. I'm just saying. The Six of Cups on top of the Star card. It's when you start walking into emotional renewal. Subsequently, your self-confidence is just going to go zoom. By the time you get around to birthday month into October, first little part of November, you should be looking like all that in a six-pack. There's still things throttling in the background. So whatever this is, at some point here between August and December, this group up here is going to realize you really weren't playing. You really weren't playing, and now they just, all they can do now is just stand back and watch. For whatever's going to happen with the Tower moment, like I said, let that unfold organically. Don't even say nothing. Just let it happen. Which will bring us right into December with the Queen of Cups and the King of Swords. Now we're talking about you got your business in order. That part. The shallow and the superficial people should have moved on their way. And you should be seeing support, especially if you're in a new relationship. For some of you, that's going to be a new and different kind of feeling, because maybe up until this point, you haven't had that kind of support from someone. Just saying. The bigger thing, though, with the King of Swords is the boundaries. Got to go back to the boundaries. All of this will work better if you reset your boundaries between January and February of this year. Let's see what the Rebel cards got to say. They fell on the floor. I wasn't even thinking about the Rebel cards when I was shuffling. They just went all over the place. So here they are. They wanted to make an appearance. There it is. That's how they doing. Here it is. I can't make this shit up. You think someone is lying. You read this now. You just heard me do 30 minutes of lies and deceits. He just pops out on this fucking own. They are. They are. You think someone is lying. They are. That part right there. Deal with your drama. Handle exes, old hurts, and unresolved shit, and I'll just add on to that so you can go on to the next relationship. But deal with your drama. Again, first 6 months of the year, it feels like the exes and everybody that you're trying to restructure or unstructure out of your picture is coming with just all kind of bullshit. Because they don't want to, at the end of it, they don't want to let you go. You provide some type of stability for whoever these people are that are just trying to fuck up your shit. And they don't want to see you walking away. So deal with the drama. Tell folks what you need to tell them, put them in their place. So that when you get to the second half of the year, you can kind of rest easy that you don't have to worry about folks just doing and saying dumb shit. Listen. You still don't fucking get it. Uh-oh. Listen. You still don't fucking get it. So there may be something in all of this that I said that you're not hearing from someone else. You may not be understanding something. Slow down, Scorp. Slow down. This ain't no race. Not this year. It's a lot to get done, and you're going to feel the pressure and the urgency, but as far as your personal life is concerned, you know, you'd rather go slower with that so you can make whole decisions with whole information and not partial information than to just breeze through something and then get to the end of it and be like, oh, fuck. I'm just saying. Scorpio, I love you. I hope y'all have a good rest of January, a wonderful 21, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.